Well, happy Monday. Hopefully everybody is doing well watching this video. Today we're going to be having a little bit of a different video that I kind of want to start doing more often, and these are just kind of videos where I just come on and kind of talk to you guys about what I want to be focused on and sort of what goes on through my head, because a lot of when I make these videos or when I talk out loud or when I go on my little rants and shit, a lot of it is just me consciously just telling myself these things because either I've made mistakes in the past that I want to fix, or they're just things that I'm thinking about, and a lot of people end up really enjoying that when I get to just kind of speak out loud about it. So I'm going to kind of make these videos for you guys, but also kind of in a sense for me, just to kind of go over like a sort of a new way of journaling, I guess we could call it. So kind of going over the point of what I want today's video to be is we're going to go over today, Monday. I did not trade today, so we'll talk about why I didn't trade today. We'll talk about if I was going to take a trade, what I would have looked at, and just kind of do a market analysis and really kind of talk about what I'm looking at right now, what I'm looking at going into tomorrow, the rest of the week, and then kind of also about where my head's at of more of why I didn't trade today. So first thing, I came into the Monday. The people in my Discord know a lot of the times I like to take Mondays off, especially when we don't have red news folder day. So today we didn't really have any high impact news, so was expecting possibly to set up for a move the rest of the week, and that's kind of what I was waiting for. Is I decided to take Monday off to not take a trade. And just not really trade at all, not really even look at the markets that much, to be able to have that move to set us up for the rest of the week. So that's kind of my headspace. Is a lot of the times not sure how Monday's going to behave, not sure if we're going to gap, not sure if we're going to chop, not sure if we're whatever, and kind of where we are in the charts as well is what I was expecting that to possibly see. So now looking at today's action, going into today, my bias was bullish. Now, the reason why my bias was bullish going into today is because this sell side level was swept. Right when this sell side level, again, this was our weekly objective that we've been watching for quite some time now. Finally, the market maker sell model has now completed. We took a lot of really great trades last week. Last week was a really good week. And if you did well last week, ask yourself why last week was so well. And the reason is because we were taking trades with a confident draw on liquidity in an expansion and distribution move. We had confidence that we were in a market maker sell model on a bigger time frame, right? Looking at the 4-hour, we had equal lows down here. We came up, rejected this daily imbalance. We got break to the downside. This is when we finally get the sell side of the curve. So we knew this going into the week that this is what we wanted to see happen. And all the way up until Monday, we were taking shorts, having a lot of good entries and a lot of good trades. So last week was really good, but it's because we were able to overlap a confident external bias with a confident internal bias. And that's when we end up getting the best setups possible, right? So now, not really looking to take any sort of short setups unless I get an internal model for shorts. And the reason why is because this weekly objective has now been taking. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we possibly just go to all-time highs from now, or go to this previous high on NQ here. We could totally see a structure shift here. We currently are in that weekly imbalance that we've been holding. So the only really thing that's going to really make me super bearish here is if we continue to break through this, which I really don't think that we will, but we can. But right now, what I'm focused on is I'm not too focused on the weekly, because I don't care about what happens next week. Again, I care about what's happening right now. So right now, these equal lows have now been taken. We're in this imbalance. I'm expecting to see, now that these equal lows have been taken, sell side's been taken, we're starting to see displacement back up inside this range. Definitely have potential and a lot more room to go back to the upside here. All of these highs are starting to set up for low resistance liquidity run. But you got to keep in mind as well, we could possibly see more like action like this, which is we start to accumulate these lows, possibly, come up, sweep this, and then possibly, accumulate here for a bit, and then sweep that one more time before having that move up, right? That is a possibility. So keep that in mind. There's always opportunity where when we do take sell side, a lot of the times, that's another reason why I decided to step out today, is because when the weekly objective is met, you have to think about it logically. I need a lot more structure after that weekly objective is met to give me confidence where the market's going to go, and give me confidence of what cycle we're currently in. Like when we came down here and we had all of this accumulation here, there's a little bit of opportunity, but it's not high quality opportunity, because we don't know if we're going to go back to these equal highs. We don't know if we're going to go back to this. We're going to know if we're going to go back to this daily. When we get this move up and we kind of start to displace, above all of these, this kind of low resistance liquidity run, we're starting to take it this, we get continuation up. It gives us an understanding of where we are in a market cycle, right? We have buy side of the curve now. We're starting to move up to, again, rebalance price. Again, how does the market move? There's 3 ways that we're focused on, right? Number 1, markets move to hunt liquidity, either buy side or sell side. Number 2, markets also move to rebalance to some sort of inefficiency, right? Rebalance to fair value gaps. And number 3, we rebalance to equilibrium. Those are the 3 reasons why markets move. So you have to realize of when trying to figure out what the draw on liquidity is, trying to figure out, what, market maker model we're figuring, whatever it is, we have to take that into account, right? So zooming in right now, these equal lows are taken. Where do I think the draw is right now? Probably this daily fair value gap and these equal highs that we have. So we have this daily fair value gap, and this is going to be what I'm going to be kind of watching going into tomorrow and the rest of the week, is to see if this ends up getting ran through or not. So right now, the draw on liquidity, I'm expecting these equal highs to get taken. We were actually watching this later last week and possibly expecting it to get taken, but I told the team I'm pretty confident that we won't see this until the sell side level was taken, right? Because once we ended up forming these equal highs and we got this move to the downside, I was pretty confident. I don't think we're going to come back to take these highs until sell side is now taken, right? And again, think about it logically. When we think about equal highs getting put in, there's no reason for us to go grab liquidity to the buy side when we've just been selling off and we still have to form this market maker sell model, right? So a lot of the times when you have to pick and choose based off of some sort of draw, number 1, look at what's being respected, what's being disrespected. Focus on following the trend. Don't trade counter trend, and just wait for the rejection or wait for the displacement. So like in this specific case here, if I'm looking to take shorts targeting that external, because right now at this point in time, the sell side level hasn't been taken yet. If I'm looking to take shorts, all I really need to see is a rejection of an imbalance. I don't really need to see us come up to take these highs because I'm confident that these equal highs are going to become a future target once sell side is taken, right? So zooming into the 5-minute, we had kind of this past kind of support resistance area. We had a 15-minute fair value gap, and then the biggest thing is we had a 1-hour imbalance that we were kind of pulling back into here. So looking to take any sort of trade here targeting that external level or just a short in general, I don't need to see buy side swept. Again, the video I made last week about the strategy, my strategy, and I told you guys exactly what I look for in a high quality setup. And this was literally exactly what that model looks like. Exactly what I was drawing in that video, which was some sort of higher time frame PD array getting rejected. You have a confident external draw on liquidity. You wait for the displacement. You look for an internal stop rate and a displacement to the draw, and you take an imbalance for a trade. And that's exactly what we've got here: is rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance, stop rate. We get displacement to the downside and a pullback to an imbalance. And this 5-minute is when I took that trade on Friday, and then we ended up selling off to sell side, or the internal sell side level, right? So overlapping those things. Again, I'll repeat that one more time because I want you guys to really understand this. High quality setups, my high quality setups, what I think high quality setups are in general trading ICT concepts. Some sort of confident external draw on liquidity. Some sort of stop rate, either buy side, sell side being swept. Displacement in favor of wherever the draw is. Some sort of imbalance to target, or some sort of imbalance to enter the trade off of. And you'll notice that a lot of the trades that I take and a lot of high quality setups that I take, they're all that. And for example, to give you guys another example too, there was another trade that I took earlier this week that was pretty much the exact same thing, which was right here. So we had a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We're slowly starting to kind of move our way down. Zooming in, we had these stacked highs here. And this was the trade that I took on. I took this on live, actually. This was on when I did the Zoom, or not the Zoom, the YouTube live. Let me see if I can pull it over here. So again, waiting for the rejection of a bigger time frame imbalance. My draw on liquidity is obviously lower since we're starting, we're having a sell off to the downside. I'm expecting us to pull back into this weekly imbalance, or this is the weekly opening gap, these pink lines here. We came up, we took this high out, rejected off this, got displacement back down, took this fair value gap, sold, and I targeted the recent lows. Right? So a lot of the trades that you guys see me take and a lot of the high quality trades all kind of fall into this category. So right now, I do want to kind of look at the Monday action of kind of what happened here this morning, and see if there was really any possibility. It does look like there was possibly some opportunity here, which was in the morning. Kind of had a little bit of a Judas swing to the downside, coming down to sweep this internal sell side level. We got a lot of displacement back up. Possibly could have looked to take the inverse if there was an inverse there, which I'm guessing there was. Where's the 15 minute? Right here. So once this gets ran through right here, you can see this would have been a really nice opportunity to trade that as an inverse. Expecting, was there any sort of imbalance there too? Not really. Doesn't really look like that we had really a fair value gap either. It was just kind of a straight up move today. No really pullbacks. Could have had some scalps on some lower time frames for sure. Especially had some imbalances retrace back into. But again, really looking at this, nothing really, you know, high quality that I would have really taken today. If anything, I would have been, you know, a scalp to the upside, just looking for a couple points or so. But I wouldn't really be looking to catch, you know, this kind of move, especially on a Monday. I'm actually very surprised that we've had this big of a move today. So one thing I want to talk to you guys about as well is the importance of recognizing that you do not need to trade every day. There's so many new traders that come into the space, and I had the exact same problem when I was in my first year of trading. Is I didn't think that I didn't think that I was working towards my goals if I wasn't actively trading, if I wasn't actively putting on trades, watching the market, all of these things. It is just as important for you to understand when to step away and when to execute versus just sitting in front of the charts all day. And there's days where I think that I shouldn't trade and I should, and then I end up losing, and then I get mad at myself. And there's probably times where you guys feel the same way too. You get to a point where you stop caring. Like, I've gotten to a point where I don't need to trade every single day. That's why a lot of times I'll take Mondays off, because I just don't like Mondays. It's my least profitable day. And I've used that to my advantage, right? I go back in my journal and say, hey, you know, what's my problems? And I notice, I'm like, hey, Mondays are, you know, less likely for me to make money. So why even keep trading them just so I can, you know, have some more dopamine in me by looking at a fucking chart all day? No. And you guys got to recognize when and when not to step away, especially when, you know, we have high news events. I know a lot of you guys are so focused on getting to that goal of being profitable, getting funded, you know, whatever it is, making money. But you got to recognize when and when not to trade. And that's something that I want to kind of get inside your brain and rewire. It's because, trust me, screen time is very important. If you want to trade, then watch the market, but don't actually put on risk. Like, there's the difference between wanting to learn and actively just burning capital because you don't know how to sit still. And I want you guys, if you do want to come into the market and watch the market, come in, test ideas through paper accounts. Don't put capital on the table when you're telling yourself you're not going to trade, because all that's doing is building bad habits. And in fact, sometimes don't even do it at all, because you're going to end up building bad habits by coming into the market, telling yourself you're not going to trade, and then you end up just sitting there, and then you have literally nothing else to do, so you force a trade, and then you end up losing, or you make money. And even if you make money or you lose money, it doesn't matter. It's still bad. Even if you win, it's still bad, because you're building bad habits, because then you're just going to slack more and more on the future. You come into the day, you're like, oh, I'm not going to take a trade, and then you take 20 trades and you end up blowing it up, or you end up getting lucky. But it doesn't matter if you end up getting lucky, because eventually you're going to come into a day where you're going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to trade, and then you end up trading, and then you blow up your account because you haven't been building that discipline up until that point. So you got to recognize the ins and outs of kind of what you need to focus on outside and what you need to focus on inside the market. So just kind of wanted to make this video to kind of talk about going into the week, where I'm at, and I'll kind of want to start making more videos like this of kind of like daily recaps, even if I didn't trade. And sometimes I'll start to post some more daily recaps, you know, if I made money, if I didn't make money, what trades I took, what was my bias. But today, recap, didn't take any trades today, kind of watching, letting Monday start to really kind of play out to see where we go the rest of the week. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I am bullish going into the rest of the week. We'll see what kind of action we end up getting going into tomorrow, depending on if we take these highs or not today, which I'm probably expecting us to. Will kind of determine my bias going into tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. If you have any further questions, feel free to just at me in the comments. Again, I live trade every single morning in my Discord. We have charting sessions every single night. We are an absolute beast, monster fucking team. Everybody is doing insane numbers. So feel free to join that. That link will be in the description as well. And have a great rest of your guys' day. Peace.